So one time I back your trailer up, go and get the trailer, and I hit somebody else. One time, first time in my life, I make one mistake.
Let's go fishing.
All right, get in there. I'll tell you guys. So
We had a cop.
we're up in Mille Lacs, and we fished all day. Of course, I'm super tired, and I go to get the trailer, and I pull out, and I didn't really think about who was on the side of me, and I hit another guy's trailer. What are the chances? I mean, I would have reported it anyways, but there's a cop, police officer, watching the whole thing. It wasn't good. You know what the worst part about it is? That was 5 years ago, and every time I see him, he brings it up.
Take me out on the water, way out in the woods, where the breathing is easy, the living is good. Out in the great outdoors.
Larry Smith Outdoors is brought to you by Warrior Boats, Vortex, Tub Hotels, Leroy's Meats, Bartline Barrels, Magic Products, Power Sports Company, Mike's Country Meats, Baronet Blinds, Drexel Building Supply, River's Edge Tree Stands, Eskimo, and the MRD Group.
Out in the great outdoors.
Beep, beep, beep. Make sure it's safe. Beep, beep. I know you guys, I told you that we were gonna have an early winter and it was gonna be super cold, you know, because obviously the bees were up in production, the acorns are like crazy. All these signs of nature definitely told me that we were in for an early winter and a cold winter. You know, this has been happening the last few years. So, you know what? It's a great time to take advantage of all the awesome fishing that the rivers have going on. We're gonna show you guys how to effectively fish rivers. And you know what? Don't put that boat away so early, because I tell you what, until the snow is flying and the ice is building up, keep that boat out. Hey, we got some great guests today. We're fishing with our good friend Kent Anderson from Warrior, along with Lee from Waypro. And you guys, I hope, learn a lot from these guys. So hang on to your heinies.
What's going on? We gotta go shut the truck lights off.
So I make two mistakes in my whole life, and they happen to be with Kent Anderson. I don't have a new fancy vehicle. My vehicle, you put it on auto, you hit the button, and boom, the lights go out. Two mistakes. Two. Morning. And let's see what you got there, Kenty.
Nice fish.
Looks like, oh, that is a nice fish. Nice walleye. Boy, that's a nice fish. Just barely has it. Well, you know why I didn't net it? Because if I was to miss it, then you would, that's another mistake.
He's only done one thing wrong.
So let's tell everybody, Kent, really what's going on here today. What an awesome, beautiful morning we have. You know what, we're into the first week of December here, and the weather is absolutely awesome.
It's a phenomenal week, and you know, everybody's been wrapping up deer hunting. In all deer hunting season, the weather's been fantastic. And all I was thinking about is I just can't wait to get back out in the boat. Mother Nature's giving us an opportunity. Flat, calm day, wind's supposed to come up. Caught that one jigging a minnow. We're just fishing a neck down current area here on the St. Croix River. And it's just a place to start out in the morning and see if we can't catch a couple nicer fish. And we're gonna switch it up and do some trolling. We'll probably pull some three-ways and maybe even put out some lead core today.
Basically live bait. I went from spoons to another good fish. Spoons to plastic, and I still have not gotten bit. You know, a lot of times it is hard to beat live bait, obviously, but boy, I'll tell you, there is times where artificials absolutely rule the roost. Hey, I'll tell you, Kent, I am fishless so far, so you know what? We are definitely gonna switch gears. I've tried jigging spoons, I tried a bunch of different plastics. Lee caught one sauger, had a couple nice ones on. One was definitely a giant, but you've got 3 or 4 under your belt.
Yeah,
you were doing something a little bit different. Tell us what it was. Come on.
I was just holding the jig in a minnow down.
Don't even hand that, right? Right. I'll tell you what, you can't have 3 guys in the boat doing the same technique, same jig, same everything, and not think that one guy's not doing something a little bit different.
I always figure in the fall when the water temps are cooling down, less is better.
Okay.
Less movement, and I mean, I've always, my whole life, a lot of times if I'm vertical drigging or jigging, going around with a jig, I fish a jig a lot more like a person would fish a Lindy rig, and fish a Lindy rig a lot more like I fish a jig. So if I was live bait rigging with a minnow, I'll pump that a lot.
Okay.
And if I'm fishing a jig and just want to go slow,
Nice
I'll
and
hold
slow.
it. There's
Right.
also times where you'll snap it, but especially for this time of the year, I usually slow it down.
You know, my personal opinion is too, and today obviously we don't have it. We don't have any sun. It's a cloudy day. I always think to myself that most of the bodies of water that I fish, rivers, in the fall or early spring, sun is my friend.
Sun is huge.
Yeah, sun
when
is
that
big.
sun comes up, usually that mid-morning, it'll start firing up.
Obviously, you know, when you're jigging, it's a slower process, you know, so we made 4 drifts, 5 drifts across this, you know, maybe a 200-yard spot here. It took us a couple hours.
Right.
Pulling 3 ways, obviously you're going to cover a lot more water a lot faster, right?
Yeah, and we're still gonna go slower, and if we start getting them, we might pull the lead core and crank it up, you know, go 2.5 miles an hour and see if we can't get them firing there and really cover water. But if we're catching them steadily with 3 ways, I don't think we'll probably switch, and we might pull some double stick baits and stuff like that. But we'll be pulling like 1.2 to 1.5, which is a lot faster than 0.2 to 0.3, which we've been doing.
Right. Work in a river system like this, and especially in the fall or early in the spring, there is so many different techniques to use. And sometimes my favorite is definitely, I'm a jig fisherman. It doesn't matter if I'm jigging spoons, jigging, you know, shiver minnows, jigging the plastics. If it's not working, switching gears is definitely huge.
Absolutely. And one thing I've noticed where we are today that probably is lacking, what I'd like to see a lot more of, is there's not a lot of bait where we are. So now it's time to go find some bait and go pluck some walleyes out of it.
God, Lee don't drink Mountain Dew, does he? No. No, it was him. It was Ryan. Right here's what I'm drinking. The real nectar of the gods. What's Sundra? Told you I'm not drinking Sundra anymore.
It's almost like the days when you had a Harley and you were waving to the guy on a bike. You see another warrior on the water, you just get a good feel.
First class, all the way from the people that ride them to the people that make them.
They do such a nice job with communication. They'll pick up the phone anytime. It's really almost a friendship.
You could be in any state, and when somebody with a warrior drives by you, you get that honk, that beat. You're truly part of a family, and there's nothing like it.
For more than 35 years, the MRD Group has been providing superior demolition and construction services, be it a complex industrial plant site, demolition and closure, or new construction facelift to an existing business. MRD provides the expertise, manpower, and quality workmanship to each and every one of our clients' demands. If you have an immediate or future site need requiring environmental demolition, remediation, construction, or asset management, MRD can provide you with turnkey solutions for your business. This lifestyle isn't for the clean hands. Tub O'Tal's heavy-duty cleaning wipes are tough on slime, grime, dirt, and whatever Mother Nature throws at you. Industrial strength and extra large, designed to help clean up in a hurry. Even better, Tub O'Tal wipes are made in the USA. So go out and get messy. We got your back. One wipe, thousands of uses.
Oh, there's one.
Oh, there we go. The old shiver minnow.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Oh, look at that thing. I love it. Absolutely great products. We just got set up, and it was probably 5 minutes into it. We already got a fish on. Let's see what we got going here, and we'll show you guys exactly what we have running here. Got a bunch of different baits on. We're running 3 ways, and we're using basically 3 and 4 ounce weights. There you go, nice sauger. We'll take that. Boy, he's barely hooked too. That one you were pumping, hold that one up right there. Great sauger, but again, what a easy way to cover a lot of different water here, you know. versus jigging, slower technique. Here we're moving, you know, at about what, 1.4? Okay, which is perfect. Are you kidding me? That's it. I want that rod, I want that bait. I think there's a conspiracy going on here, folks. Oh. Oh, white bass. There, you can have that one. Right? It is a fish. That's enough of that. That is it. What is going on here? See? Hey, I got one now too. Here's the deal. One in Rome, do as the Romans. Kent was pumping his rod. As soon as I grabbed the rod and start pumping it, boom, bingo, fish on. We got a double going here. See what they, I don't care what they are, they're fish. That's a nice walleye. Look at he's got. That's a sauger? Oh, that's a huge fish right there. I got a good fish too. Look at, he's just staying right down. Again, look at the difference. Oh, look at that. And for me, just to grab that rod and just barely pump it, you know what? Look at, game on, beautiful walleye right there. That's what it's all about. Again, kind of changing up what you're doing and just little things again. Now we're on some fish, buddy.
Yes?
No.
Little one? I think you need the little one. I think he slipped at the tongue.
I don't mind kissing a fish any day of the week. It's better. I'll kiss the fish versus kissing his hinder. I got another one. I didn't even get it down there. I wasn't even down there 3 minutes, pumped it a couple times, just a little twitch and boom. I'm not letting this guy take me down. No way. He's got one too. Lee, come on. You know what? Don't put your boats away. No, don't put your boat away, because I'll tell you what, it's one of them kind of things when you go another mild fall, mild winter, we're already into December, first week of December, and it's absolutely beautiful. Here, Kent's got another great fish right there. God, I love this stuff. I've been saying this a lot more, is that take advantage of it today, because you don't know if you're gonna be here tomorrow. Yours isn't bigger. I got you skinned. Dude, yours is a baby compared to mine. Look at the belly.
Yours is bigger.
Yep, you dang right it is bigger. You dang right it's bigger. The fish, the fish.
There's something magical around this frozen group that gathers. They find company and community in frozen lake towns and ice road travel, where the catch is the cause and the camaraderie is classic. Ice anglers gather here. So here's to cards and hot cocoa, the hum of a Vexlar over the sunset, flags that tip up, and traditions passed down. Because this culture not only embraces the ice, they own it.
At Eskimo, our pledge is to create products that will help you enjoy your time on the ice. The Outbreak series offers a first-of-its-kind, full-panel, no-trip door. This means less hassle loading in and out of the shelter, especially while wearing bibs and boots. With 5 sizes of Outbreak available, we have you covered, whether you're packing light, fishing in a larger group, or ice camping for the entire weekend. To find the model that's right for you, visit geteskimo.com.
So let's tell everybody why you hold the rod. And it's really, no doubt, made a huge difference, because the rods that are sitting in the rod holders, we're not getting bit.
No, so today, and every day is different when you're fishing. Today, definitely, the key today has been when you drop it back and they're hitting it when that bait's floating up and stalling out a little bit. I don't know, cold. We had a little bit of a cold front finally, and yeah, definitely rod in hands, getting it done.
I got him now. Now I got him. This one I don't feel as confident in that it's a walleye because it kind of hit like a white bass. Let's see what you got. You got the walleye. I got, oh, what do you got? Boy, that one really wanted it.
Northern pike.
Whoa, I was wrong. Double walleye. They are just absolutely stacked down there. This is our second pass through this little spot right here. And of course, Lee just caught a really nice sauger. Yeah, nice. It is one of them kind of things where we started off again, like we were saying, we had 3 rods in rod holders, and Kent had caught 2 or 3 walleyes, just pumping that bait just a little bit, you know, and you would think the way the surge with the waves and everything that would kind of mimic that, but it's not. Picking that rod up, and as soon as I picked it up, boom, I caught one. 5 minutes later, caught another one. Lee picked up his rod right away, boom. It just makes, again, doing little things. It's amazing how them fish can see them baits down there, and just that little pause or a little going fast or a stall is getting them fish to react to these baits. You know, the fun part about fishing is the last 45 minutes we've been whacking the heck out of these fish. Now it's time to experiment and do a few things different. So what we're doing here is we're gonna go from running a single crankbait to running a double crankbait, and we're gonna mix up it a little bit. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna tie on one of these shad wraps, and I'm gonna tie it. I cut my lead down to about 3.5 foot. I'm gonna tie this on, and then what I'm gonna do from there is I'm gonna tie onto the back O-ring here, the split ring right here. I'm gonna tie another lead on there, and I'm gonna go back to my bait there, running a double. Let's see if we can get these fish and maybe get a bigger fish. They're definitely stacked on this break right here. We're running about anywhere from about 30 to about 38 foot, kind of back and forth. Kent has got total boat control here, and it doesn't seem to make a big difference if you're going with the current or with the current. You know what? And that's unusual because most of the time when I'm pulling crankbaits, it's always pulling up into the current. So
my goal is to try to get 2 fish at one time now, so we're gonna tandem it up. So I'm running 2 stick baits. Got 1 stick bait on the front. And I want this stick bait to probably have the least amount of movement out of it all. That one we just tied, rather than using a snap, went right to the bait.
and that's going to keep that bait from going side to side, right?
Yeah, with a crankbait snap, you get more action out of the bait. Then off the back, we just tied right off the eyelid of the back of the hook, and then on the back bait, I went back to a crankbait snap because that's the bait that's been working really well and they've been eating it really good. So that will not change the bait. The only thing that's going to change a little bit is the length of the leader, but we'll find out. If we make a pass and don't catch any, we'll go back to what we were using.
Oh, on the front. Oh, woo! You can sit at home and think it's too cold. You know what? But when you got the right clothing, it's never too cold. Oh, on the front. Fish coming in like crazy. Got that one on the shad wrap on the front hook. Yep. Kent's is on the front there too. Let's see, Lee is running just a single bait. Yeah. Finally Kent gave Lee, you know, Lee is the inventor of Wave Pro, and obviously him and his wife Heidi own Wave Pro suspension, no doubt the #1 suspension. Hey, and I'll tell you, I can't believe that Kent waited all this time before he gave Lee the right bait.
All you got to do is ask.
Remember what I was saying? You guys we're catching a ton of fish. Now let's see if we can get a big fish. But now I think we got that fish we're looking for. Oh, oh yeah, baby! Woo! You love that? Woo! Hey, what did we just say? Let's try something different and see if we can catch a hog. This is absolutely a toad. There's no reason why you guys and gals are sitting at home. We got fish going. Look at that rod, you guys. We got fish going everywhere. You know what? We started off this morning jigging, and the jigging was a little bit slow. Kent caught 3, I caught nothing. Lee had a big one on and a few other fish, but I'll tell you something, we got it dialed now. No doubt about that. Good job, Kent. Woo! What does Ric Flair say? Woo! Hey everybody, this week's tip of the week brought to you by our good friends up at Mike's Country Meats, the finest jerky on the planet. Hey, I'll tell you what, we started off this morning jig fishing and it was pretty slow, so Kent decided let's go and start pulling 3-ways. Well, we had 4 rods out, 3 of them were in the rod holders, and Kent started twitching the one and was holding onto it and was twitching it, and he caught 2 or 3 within about 15, 20 minutes. I picked up my rod right away, twitched it twice, boom, caught a fish, dropped it back, caught another one. Instead of letting them rods always sit in the rod holders, sometimes it pays to pick that rod up and kind of pump it real slow, especially in these cold conditions. Hey, again, this week's tip of the week brought to you by our good friends up at Mike's Country Meats, the finest jerky on the planet.
If you want to improve your community and habitats for local wildlife, consider becoming a part of Wings Over Wisconsin or starting a new chapter. Dedicated to fostering education and enabling access to outdoor experiences for youth and individuals with disabilities, Wings Over Wisconsin is more than just youth hunts. If the idea of joining or starting a new chapter intrigues you, simply visit our website at wingsoverwisconsin.org for more details.
Magic Products is the fishing industry's #1 leader in preserved bait and live bait storage. With hundreds of options in preserved baits, we have what you need for a successful day on the water. Hand-selected fresh bait and tested scents ensure the highest quality. Our live bait storage saves you money by keeping your bait alive and thriving.
Look at the size of that! Holy moly! Just absolutely slops. Whoa! Oh my God, I don't know if that's big enough.
We are the best in baits and bait care.
Welcome to Power Sports Company in Beaver Dam. We are located just off of Highway 151 in Beaver Dam, Wisconsin. Power Sports Company is a premier dealership representing Kubota, Polaris, Honda, Skag, and Steel. Each customer is a client in our eyes. Come visit our service department, parts department, as well as our sales department. Come visit Power Sports Company at www.powersportscompany.com and like us on Facebook.
So here we've got some venison medallions. I just took the tenderloin and I cut it into about 1-inch pieces. These are marinated with the thyme, rosemary, pink peppercorn, olive oil, and soy sauce marinade, and it's got a little garlic in there too. So these we just want to get a nice sear on them. Like I said, they're only about 1-inch pieces, so they're going to cook up pretty quick. Get a sear on each side, maybe 1.5 to 2 minutes on each side. And then we'll pull them off, rest them up, and as long as you like them medium rare or more on the rare side, they're going to be done. If you want to finish them off more, you can always move to your indirect part of the grill, so that way they don't get too charred up. All right, so we've got our venison tenderloin medallions here. Just going to hit them with a little bit of that balsamic glaze. I find that works great with anything wild game. Just kind of gives a little acidity, and it plays well with the sweetness of it as well. And then just a little parsley just to make her look pretty. And then we'll cut into these bad boys and see how they are. All right, Steve, dig in here.
That is perfect.
Feels good? Ooh, a netter. I'd like to see a netter. We got fish going left and right. Oh, mine came off. No, yours is. Maybe you had a double. Sauger bogger. Fish on, fish on.
What you got, Larry?
Well, another 16 to 18 incher. Not that double yet though. You know, it's interesting when you're catching fish this size and you don't even think about keeping them. You know, we're gonna show you these baits right there, what they look like in the water. The front ones definitely does not have that much action to it at all. It's running pretty much lifeless, is what I would call it. In the back one, because it's got a snap on it, you can see the action that's coming out of that. And most of my fish now are coming off of this front hook or off the front bait itself. So, and I'll tell you what, if you guys want to come to the St. Paul Ice Show, I'm going to be there. I'm going to be in the Eskimo booth. Of course, let's kind of tell everybody, if you want to come out and check out a Warrior boat at some of the shows, where you're going to be.
If you want to check out boats at a show this year, we're going to have shows from Great Falls, Montana, all the way out to Niagara Falls in New York.
Hey, and don't forget, I know it's a long ways off, but you know how fast time flies. We're going to also be back up for the Warrior Shootout in August, and let's tell everybody real quick about that.
Yeah, the Warrior Family Reunion, it's up at Lake of the Woods every year. It's a memorial tournament for my father, David A. Anderson Memorial Shootout. This year I want to say it's August 17th. Might be a day off on that, but this year it's at Lake of the Woods Wigwam. If you own a Warrior boat, you have no excuses. Get up there and join the Warrior get-together, and it's a great time.
Hey, and again, make sure you guys, you know, we'll be at the St. Paul Ice Show this year. Come over to the Eskimo booth and let's talk boats. You want to talk ice fishing? Anything you want to talk about, I love to talk. Hey, looking forward to seeing everybody out there. You know what, Lee? I have to say that once we caught on to old Tricky here and figured out what he was doing, you got to watch this guy like a hawk, because it's always a competition, and that's what happens with these tournament guys for sure. Hey, and speaking of tournaments, Kent, let's talk about something that Warrior has got new for this year.
Warrior Boats website, to check out Warrior Cash, go to the Owners tab. You'll find the Warrior Cash page there. You'll be able to find out all the rules, all the details on that. Got to check it out. 2024 is going to be an awesome year for anybody fishing tournaments out of a Warrior boat.
Hey, Lee, let's talk a little bit about Wave Pro and things that are going on there.
Well, new for this year now, we got recessed cups, so you can recess the suspension into the seat. So you can have longer pedestals, and we're coming out with some motion stuff that we're not quite done with.
So you're always working on something, huh?
Yep.
Hey, like we do each and every week, we always want to thank all of our military men and women for the great service they have given this country and continue to give this country, along with all of our firefighters and paramedics, and we never forget about all of our law enforcement agents. Thank you for everything you do. Remember, it is a great day to be alive, and the best part is we're going to see you guys and gals again next week, and thanks for joining us.
All right,
Hey, look how dirty you are.
You're golden.
I caught fish today.
Look how dirty you like, you know? Hey everybody, remember. Hey everybody. Hey everybody. Hey, are your fingers cold? Right? Hey, it's boat throws. Yeah. I was
Good effort, boys.